Spring in South Bends mean the stakes are only getting higher. We're breaking down the biggest things in Notre Dame athletics right here on Shamrock Sports. Men's and women's lacrosse are heating up as they push towards their playoff time, building the momentum when it matters most. Baseball faces a pivotal stretch with opportunities still ahead, and the NFL draft is closing in with the Fighting Irish Stars ready for their next step. We have a special feature on Jeremiyah Love as he continues his rise towards becoming one of football's premier future prospects. The stories are set, the stakes are high, and it all starts right now. This is Shamrock Sports. Welcome back to the second floor of the Duncan Student Center. I'm Molly O'Malley alongside analysts Maggie Powell and Reagan Williams. Now, we have lots to talk about today, but I want to start looking at this men's lacrosse team, beating a #1 team once again in North Carolina past Saturday. Now they take the #1 spot, but the biggest question has been, how are they getting this done? So ladies, I'm wondering what has impressed you the most that has really attributed to the team's success? Maggie, we'll start with you.
I think an important thing to note is that this is the first time in NCAA history that a team has beaten the #1 in back-to-back games. And I think the way that they did this is against UNC, Ricky Dailey had 15 saves, and I think that's just outstanding. He held UNC to their lowest amount of goals all season, and additionally, this was just the best defensive performance, I would say, in college lacrosse this season. Additionally, Nate Schwitzenberg was the ACC Defensive Player of the Week, and I think that just goes to show you how amazing they performed this game. Looking back to Richmond, they had 8 goals in the first quarter, which is an amazing offensive performance that they put up. Yago and Miller had a combined 7 goals. They were trading off goals with each other. The chemistry was through the roof. And finally, Ricky Dailey again, 6 saves in the last quarter to hold them to that win.
Well, you know what they say, offense sells tickets and defense wins championships. Reagan, what do you say?
Yeah, I would say impressed is honestly an understatement. I mean, I was at the game last weekend, and I thought it was a fantastic performance from the Irish. I mean, they went down 0-2 early in the game, but after that, they just completely dominated all aspects. I mean, defensively, only holding the #1 team in the country to 5 goals is just unbelievable. Nothing could stop them, especially offensively as well. I mean, they just played so strong. I thought passing, just everything they did, it was just so consistent, and there was really no errors in what they did. And I just was so impressed, especially Luke Miller and Teddy Lally both having hat tricks, just absolutely wonderful performance, and I think they just proved they are the #1 team in the country.
They certainly are proving that, and this momentum is so important. Tomorrow they are facing #15 Duke down in Durham, North Carolina, but I'm wondering, what can fans expect to see from them, and how crucial is this momentum as the season pushes on? Reagan, we'll start with you on this one.
Well, I think they have really good momentum going forward. I think, though, that Duke and Syracuse are also both very strong opponents. And with that in mind, they're going to have to play just as well as they did against UNC. They're going to have need the same strength of defense and just the same consistency on offense. But I also don't think these are must-wins. I think regardless, they really establish themselves. And I think the standard should be to win these games, and I think it should be the goal, though. And also looking forward past this, I think the sky's the limit. I have high hopes for them winning the ACC tournament. I think they've proven they can compete with all of these teams. And then after that, I mean, who's to say they can't go on to win the national championship? I'm pretty confident they will be making the postseason, and I think they have a lot of potential. And I think another really key component of that is Coach Kevin Corrigan. I mean, he's been with the Irish for almost 40 years, and he just has so much experience. And with such a talented roster, I think they could go really far.
Yeah, having an experienced coach speaks a lot on a team's success. Now, Maggie, what are you thinking?
I agree with everything Reagan said. I mean, Duke and Syracuse are both ranked teams, but I think we need to use this momentum and finish the regular season strong. We need to ride the high, but not get too confident and just keep performing as we've been performing. Additionally, Notre Dame has motivation to beat Syracuse. We lost to them last year in ACC semifinals. So again, that extra nudge to keep them going, and I'm excited for the postseason.
Yeah, speaking of riding the high, I want to take a look at this women's lacrosse team coming off of a dominant win 18-3 against Louisville just yesterday. But before that, quadruple overtime against Syracuse and only losing by 1. Now, Maggie, what have you seen from this Irish squad so far?
I think we have a strong freshman class and a really strong offense. We're averaging 14 goals a game, and that is just absolutely insane. I mean, against Syracuse, we kept the pressure on. We were able to have a strong offense for the majority of that game, and I mean, it went to quadruple overtime. You don't see that every day. But I think a main component is freshman Uma Kowalski. She led in draw controls almost 3 times as many as Syracuse, and she is second in the ACC.
Irish, the freshman over to Murphy.
And I think that is a key component of why we are performing so well. And looking back to Louisville, dominant first quarter again, and I think that's a signal to how well we will do in the postseason. Lamarcky leads the team with 54 goals, and I think, again, just every player is performing as well as they can be, and I think that's just, it's an amazing team to watch. It's very exciting.
Very fun team to watch. And now, you're right, they are entering their postseason. So Reagan, what's going to be so important and crucial for them to really push ahead and use their momentum?
Yeah, well, I totally agree with everything Maggie said, and I want to emphasize how talented this team is. I mean, they only have 4 losses, one of them in quadruple overtime. I mean, they've really had a strong regular season. With that in mind, in the postseason, I think they just need a little bit more consistency. I mean, if you watch their games, typically they have a very close first quarter, either leading or tied, but then oftentimes second or third quarter, they kind of fall into this slump. And it kind of just feels like the whole team as a whole is lacking some consistency and just struggle to work together. And I think if we can just avoid that, I really think we can win in the postseason. I have high hopes for the ACC tournament as well as a potential playoff run. But I really think the key to that is just consistency. Like, we need to make sure, like, defense is strong. We need to keep adding pressure, and then offense capitalize every single opportunity we get. Because we have really, really talented girls. We have a really talented goalie. It's just, we need to keep all this momentum together and keep it moving through the entire game.
Yeah, Irish fans are really excited as this postseason approaches, and hope is definitely the biggest thing here. Now, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back to talk some baseball.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, a week, a month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too.
Welcome back, and as much as we love talking about some Notre Dame lacrosse and could be here all day, we want to change and pivot to talk about some baseball. Now, this Irish squad has lost the last 9 out of their 10 games, and I'm wondering, ladies, what has been the biggest problem that this team has been facing? Reagan, we'll start with you.
Well, I'm sure almost everyone can anticipate what I'm going to say. Our pitching is definitely our biggest issue for this team. I mean, each game, it just feels like a struggle. It feels like an unavoidable issue for us. I mean, realistically, I feel like Jack Riddell kind of seems like our only reliable starter right now. And that's just not sustainable, especially if you're trying to make a postseason run. I mean, we need our other starting pitchers to step up. We need some more consistency from them. We really just need them to do what they're here to do. And along with that, I just want to give some credit to our offense. I do think we're getting good hits. We're getting on base. I think the offense is trying to do as much as they can, but there comes a point when your pitching is just so off, it's so hard to come back from that. It's really hard to keep the team motivated as well, because they always just feel like they're playing catch up. And I really think if we can just get this pitching under control, this team has a lot of potential and hopefully have a good end of their season.
Yeah, for sure. Maggie, what about you?
I agree. I think we need to let our pitchers get in the groove of the game. Coaches have been pulling pitchers left and right, and it doesn't allow the pitchers to really settle in and get the feel for the game. I agree. Riddell's been the only pitcher to pitch a full game. He's the only one we can rely on, but other pitchers just haven't been as consistent, and that's driven our team ERA up to 5.9, which is suboptimal. Additionally, pitchers are pitching in the low 90s, which is not bad, but it's just fast enough for the other team to hit far balls, but not fast enough to pass them by and get our strikeouts that we need. need. Again, defense has been looking amazing. They have minimal errors. So again, I do agree that this is just mainly a pitching problem, and I think we just need to let the pitchers ride it out. Even if they're having a bad inning, let them become more confident and see where they can go.
Yes, there's lots to be seen where they can go. Now, looking ahead, which series is going to be the most important, and what can this Irish team do to continue to push ahead and break through this streak? Maggie, we'll start with you on this one.
I think that we need to aim for about 15 conference wins to make it to the World Series. We only have 7 right now, so that means winning probably 3 out of the next 4 ACC series, which I think is going to be a challenge, but it's definitely not impossible. Coaches just need to have trust. I think that an important thing to know is Stanford and Pitt are right above us in the rankings. So if we can secure those series wins, that looks great for us for a postseason run. We just beat Valparaiso. I think we need to use that momentum. Caden Croswell had 6 strikeouts in 3 innings, which is impressive. So I think if we can get back into the groove of the game, use momentum for these last 4 remaining ACC and conference series, I think we have a decent shot at making the World Series.
Yes, that's a very good outlook. And Reagan, what's your take on this?
Yeah, I would just emphasize too, I think it would be really fantastic if this team can pull off a win against Florida State. Obviously, it's going to be very challenging. They are one of the best teams in the country. I think that would be so good for morale and momentum for this team. And then afterwards, we really got to win as much as we can. I mean, I don't think we can afford to lose any more ACC series. I think this really, time is ticking. We got to do what we can and hopefully just win the rest of the series, at least 2-1, and hopefully goes 3-0 in some of them. And then looking forward to the ACC tournament, I do think we have to win a couple rounds if we want to try and make the World Series. I mean, we have to show the committee like we're competitive, and we've played hard teams this year, and we have some losses to very talented teams, but we also have some losses that probably could have been avoided, and we really need to show, okay, this team's talented, they can do what it takes, they just have to step up now.
Well, ladies, you're right, and this Irish team is facing a lot of pressure to try to make it to the College World Series. And now we're going to throw things over to Chris Dailey for a special feature on Jeremiyah Love and some insider information on where he might call his new home after this NFL draft. Take it away.
With the first pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select
Jeremiyah Love! Jeremiyah Love is widely considered one of the top prospects in this year's NFL Draft, and for good reason too. Love wowed Irish fans in his 3 years at Notre Dame with his absurd ability to produce highlight-worthy moments one after another. In a place where legend looms, Love became an icon. His 21 total touchdowns this past fall broke Jerome Bettis' long-standing record, and his touchdown against Penn State will go down as one of the greatest athletic feats ever seen from a Golden Domer. Now, Love is trading Saturdays for Sundays, and every team in the NFL would be ecstatic to welcome the Irish's greatest modern-day playmaker into their backfield. The question is, come Thursday, April 24th in Pittsburgh, which hat will Love ultimately wear? Let's take a look at what the insiders are saying and how the draft board may fall. I scoured the internet and consulted 20 of the most respected mock drafts, ranging from the face of the mock draft, Mel Kiper Jr., to the underground but ever-reliable WalterFootball.com website. Here is what I found. 13 of these mocks have Love going to the Titans. 4 send him to the New York Giants, and 3 project him to the Washington Commanders. The betting markets agree too. Most books currently list the Titans as the favorite to land Love. And Tennessee makes sense. I mean, in terms of team need, well, they need just about everything, so why not take the most talented guy in the class? Love would help ease the burden on last year's #1 pick Cam Ward and instantly give Tennessee's offense a much-needed spark plug. But their defense was subpar at best last year, and with defensive-minded head coach Robert Saleh now in town, I would not be totally surprised to see them go with a Ruben Bain or a Sonny Styles if they're still on the board. Regardless, Love seems to be the consensus. But don't count out the Giants and Commanders, who could most certainly use Love as well. New York would be overjoyed to pair him with Jackson Dart and Cam Scadaboo. However, your GM Joe Shane is on the hot seat, and picking a running back inside the top 10 may be a tad too risky. If that's the case, Love would almost certainly go to the nation's capital. And according to inside reports from NFL insider Tony Pauling, the Commanders feel Love is the perfect fit to supplement their young star quarterback Jaden Daniels. Now, if none of these options materialize, watch out, NFL fans, because that means there's a real chance Love ends up in, well, you can guess where. Let us know where you think Love will land by answering the poll and at Notre Dame Television story on Instagram. We'd love to hear what you have to say. From NDTV, I'm Chris Dailey.
Thanks, Chris. We'd love to see your guys' takes by filling out that poll on Instagram. Now, we're going to stick with the NFL draft talk. I'm followed alongside Ethan Laslo and Aidan Flynn. Now, Thursday is the big day. It's the NFL draft. So, you guys, what position group is standing out to you in this overall class? Ethan, we'll start with you on this one.
Well, Molly, there's a lot of outstanding position groups, many not what you would typically expect in an NFL draft. You know, the offensive line, the defensive line, the linebackers, but what I really want to focus on is the edge rushers. This class is stacked, especially with first-round talent at the edge rusher position. Notre Dame fans got their own taste of two of the best, Akeem Mesidor and Ruben Bain from Miami. Bain was the ACC's Defensive Player of the Year. He was a stud for the Hurricanes and was a big part of why they were able to make that run to the national championship game. Also, for Ohio State, Arvell Reese, yet another athletic freak to come out of the Buckeyes, and he looks like he's ready to make a lot of noise in the league. Also, you've got plenty more guys. Cassius Howell from Texas A&M, TJ Parker from Clemson, R. Mason Thomas from Oklahoma. The list just goes on, and I think that of all the positions in this NFL draft, there are a lot of edge rushers that could make a lot of noise down the line in the league.
Well, I'm going to have to keep my eye out for the edge rushers and for the rest of those positions as we come up. Now, Aidan, what do you think?
Well, call me biased, Molly, but my eyes are on the running backs, right? And I know that,
right.
you know, yeah, right? I know that they seem very top-heavy in this draft class after Jeremiyah Love and Jadarian Price,
right,
who I think will both go in the first round. But, you know, once those two guys get drafted, there's still options, right? There's some level of depth here. You got Mike Washington Jr. out of Arkansas. He's a fast, big body running back. You got Damon Claymore from Wake Forest. He's got this kind of Jahmyr Gibbs-like agility. So I know a lot of the attention is on the Notre Dame guys, but once they get drafted, there's still options, right? Now, here's what makes this draft class so special, is that you have a guy like Jeremiyah Love that will make teams disregard their immediate needs to draft him. Let me give you an example. In 2021, the Cincinnati Bengals were just in desperate need of rebuilding their offensive line. Some would argue they still are, but that's a topic for another day, right? They had the 5th pick, and Penei Sewell was theirs for the taking. He went to the Lions. But they saw Jamar Chase, right? And they thought, hey, T. Higgins just had a great year. We got Tyler Boyd. We could have re-signed A.J. Green, but he was too good of a player to pass up on. So then you look at this draft. You see the Cardinals got the 3rd pick. I wouldn't be surprised if they took Jeremiyah Love. And Titans, they had Cam Ward running all over the place in the backfield. They don't got a true number 1 guy. I wouldn't be surprised if they took him either. So Love will go early. Jadarian Price offers teams to solve their backfield if they want to in the first round. And then after that, there's still options. So teams will be okay. I'm excited to see how things shake out for these running backs in the draft.
So am I, and like you said, Notre Dame has a huge presence in the draft coming up. Are there any ND prospects who are maybe flying under the radar that might make an appearance in this year's selection? Aidan, we'll start with you on this one.
Well, I got my eyes on Malachi Fields. I mean, he can be this big body, jump ball, possession receiver. He reminds me kind of Michael Pittman Jr. of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who, you know, we saw with the Colts, he can get that jump ball, but also he can be a guy that can rack 10, 11 receptions a game consistently. So some have Malachi Fields going in the 3rd round. I think if he can reach his upside, he brings a lot of value for a 3rd-round pick. And then another guy who I'll touch on is Devonta Smith, who is listed as a cornerback, but if you remember, Notre Dame kind of used him as a chess piece of sorts, right? They put him at nickel corner, deep safety, special teams. So he would be a great pick for teams who are looking to cover a few bases in the backfield on special teams.
That's a good point. Coaches love that Swiss Army knife type of player that can really put them anywhere. Ethan, is anyone popping out to you?
Yeah, well, Molly, you know, you and I had the chance to talk to Eli Raridan at Pro Day, and I'm really looking at him as somebody that I think is flying under the radar, not so much for his own faults, but more so because this is a loaded tight end class as well. Eli Raridan's a guy that's able to block and receive very efficiently on both sides, and he made it a point that he wants to be a guy that's able to do both of those things in the NFL. Think of a guy like Dallas Goedert, who can receive very well, but is also a really good run or pass blocker when he's needed. Also, Emil Wagner, tackle, big guy, but also a great dude. He was a finalist for the Jason Witten Collegiate Man of the Year, and I think that any team that picks him up is not just getting a great player, but also a great person.
I agree. Lots to watch on and look out for in this year's NFL draft. A very exciting time. Excited to head down to Pittsburgh later this week. Well, guys, thank you so much. And it's just in, we have some breaking news here on Shamrock Sports. Sources say that Notre Dame women's basketball star KK Bransford is possibly entering the transfer portal. Now, this is still rumors, it's still circulating, but we could see if this is a possibility. Now, what this would mean for the team coming up is that Hannah Hidalgo is one of the only returners with a lot of big class coming in. And my speculation is that maybe KK Bransford, she's a very strong, successful player. And so for her to leave means that maybe someone bigger is coming in that threatens to possibly take her position and cause for less playing time for her, which is why she decides to maybe enter the transfer portal. And I think a player like that could possibly be Audie Crooks. And there's a lot of speculation around that as well. So we will see what, is proven as the time goes on. But we have some more breaking news to share with you that the Notre Dame men's and women's team just announced that they are tipping off their season, their 2026 through 27 season in Rome this year. They will be playing in the Eternal City tip-off. The men's start at 9:30 a.m. and the women's follow at noon Eastern time. That will be on FS1. Now, this is breaking news from Shamrock Sports, but we're going to throw it over to some of our Friday headlines.
Hello. I'm Jack Muething.
I'm Thomas Fallon, and we're here with your Friday headlines.
Marquee players from last year's basketball team, Marcus Burton, Jalen Harrelson, and Cole Serta, have officially found their new teams for next season. Burton will be heading to Bloomington to play for Indiana, Harrelson will be heading to Knoxville to play for Tennessee, and Serta will be heading to an ACC rival in Clemson.
More exciting news for the Irish basketball team. They have brought in their first transfer of the offseason with graduate student Logan Duncombe committing to the Irish from Winthrop. He stands at 6'10" and will likely be the Irish's key big man for next season.
Notre Dame's softball skid continued over this past week as they lost 4 of their 5 games, losing to Valparaiso, losing 2 of 3 games to an ACC opponent in the Louisville Cardinals, and losing to Indiana on Tuesday via mercy rule. They will look to return to form with a series against Syracuse this weekend.
Additionally, the WNBA draft happened this past Monday. Former Notre Dame standout Olivia Miles was drafted 2nd overall by the Minnesota Lynx, and the team's leading rebounder this past season, Cassandra Prosper, was selected in the 2nd round by the Washington Mystics. The season starts with games tipping off on May 8th.
Notre Dame women's tennis finished 16-8 with a 5-7 record in the ACC. They are the 10th seed in the ACC tournament and will be taking on North Carolina later tonight after already facing off against Boston College and Clemson earlier in the week.
And lastly, the Notre Dame's men's tennis took a big step forward from last season as they finished the regular season at 20-6 with an ACC record of 9-4, which is good for 3rd in the ACC. The Irish just started play in the ACC tournament earlier today with a chance to reach the ACC finals on Sunday.
Well, that's all for our Friday headlines. We'll be sending it back to Molly and the crew for some Sham Bookie. Hello.
Friday headlines. Now I want to go back to that breaking news and the speculation around KK Bransford entering the transfer portal. What are your guys' initial reactions and thoughts to this?
Well, it's a little surprising to me, Molly, but like you said, I think what this might be hinting at, if it's true, is that there could be something bigger coming in the portal. Obviously, we've still got Hannah Hidalgo, and that's the most important thing. Hidalgo, one of the best players in the country. I would say she's probably going to be the front runner for the country's top player next season. So as long as Notre Dame retains Hannah Hidalgo, which clearly they're going to, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, Notre Dame is very happy to keep Hannah Hidalgo. Now, Aidan, what do you think about this?
I mean, I just think the most important thing is we just don't overreact, right? I mean, think back to her availability. She redshirted her freshman year. Then she had an injury, so yes, she was impactful when she was playing, but let's not overreact, all right? Like you said, we got Hannah Hidalgo. We'll move forward. It would have been nice to keep her, but I think we're good to go next season.
Yeah, I agree. No overreactions needed. And like I said before, I'm going to say it again. Maybe this means Audira Crooks is coming in, putting on an Irish jersey for next year. We'll see. Not sure. But anyways, we're going to move on to some Sham Bookie, one of our favorite segments here on Shamrock Sports. So the question is, who for Notre Dame, or our draft selection for outlook for the NFL draft. Now, I want to talk about Jeremiyah Love. My prediction for him is that he is going to go number 4 to the Titans. Now, that's because I just don't see him not being in that top 5. And I know the Titans, some people may speculate because they want to work around the rest of their offense before adding in a piece like a running back. But they would be silly not to take the talent of Jeremiyah Love and how far he can run the ball. It's such a special player to have on your team. So I think he can really contribute to the offense that has needed some help. And instead of focusing on other pieces of their offense, I think just go ahead and take the running back and secure that 4th spot. Now, as much as I would love for him to go to the Vikings, that's my take.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one, Molly. For me personally, I'm going to take a look at Notre Dame's other running back, Jadarian Price. And I've got Jadarian Price going number 32 overall to the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I'm a Seahawks fan, so I had to watch Kenneth Walker basically get the boot and Zach Charbonnet tear his ACL in the playoffs. So Seattle is kind of scrambling for a running back. Do I think that drafting Jadarian Price is the best move they could make? That's a discussion for another day. But Jadarian Price is still an excellent player, and I think the Seahawks wouldn't necessarily be making a bad choice if they drafted Price at number 32.
Well, I got all my eyes on the quarterback going number 1 overall in the draft. And you might be thinking, what are we talking about, Fernando Mendoza? No, is the Pope from Michigan, guys? Come on, no. I'm talking about C.J. Carr, all right? In the 2027 NFL draft, he's going to the Jets. And I'll do you one better, right? Because Aaron Glenn is going to be out of there in what, week 8? And Marcus Freeman's going to be fresh off of a national championship win.
Right.
I mean,
right.
They're going to see that. They might as well pick him up. Him and C.J. Carr, they'll turn that place around. So book it. Sell it, watch it happen. C.J. Carr, 2027 NFL Draft, the 1st overall pick to the Jets.
You know, I'm with you on that one, Aidan. Book it.
Come on now.
Yeah, let's do it. Now, the other question I have for you guys is, tomorrow is a big day at the University of Notre Dame because Luke Combs is coming to perform at Notre Dame Stadium alongside Ty Myers and Dirk Bentley and a couple other names. But looking at Luke Combs and some of this football talk, if Luke Combs was a football player, I want to know what position you guys think he would be. Ethan,
come on.
What do you think?
Luke Combs, look at the guy. He's a big dude. He's got the oomph. Luke Combs is a right guard through and through. Reminds me a little bit of myself. Maybe doesn't quite have the height, but let me tell you, if he gets low, gets his hands underneath, he could drive a guy 5 yards into his linebackers. Luke Combs, right guard.
Hey, maybe Luke Combs will be in the NFL draft too. Who knows?
Yeah, right.
Aidan, what do you think?
I mean, I'm a big country fan, right? Love Luke Combs, but I don't want him on my football team at all. At least any team that I'm rooting for, right? I mean, those are some dudes. So, with that said, right, merchandise, jersey sales through the roof. Oh my gosh. So I'll take him as my 2nd string fullback. He'll be a body on the field, right, that I don't want to say will successfully block a defender, but maybe he'll inconvenience someone trying to get to the ball carrier, right?
I have faith.
So Luke Combs, I'll put him in as my fullback.
That's a good point. You know, he'd really up those merch sales in the jersey.
Right?
I'd buy a Luke Combs football jersey.
I know. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm excited. Well, we're hyped for the concert tomorrow, and from all of us here at NDTV, Molly O'Malley, Ethan Laslo, Aidan Flynn, we had Thomas Fallon, Jack Muething, Maggie Powell, and Reagan Williams, and to all of our crew behind the scenes, thank you so much for joining us on this Friday afternoon, and this is Shamrock Sports.
Dang, I ain't ever putting WD-40 on this front porch chain. I can't, but I can almost hear that paycheck dropping in the bank. I don't know what's gonna happen tonight, but there's a good chance it's gonna sound like boots on the back porch, stomping on the 2-4, little bit of long neck clang. Tires on the church rock, Bubba shot the jukebox, bending them guitar strings. Cold can packing and some old boys cracking on whatever's in the cooler light. Sure sounds like my kind of Saturday night. Tailgate driving on that old Dodge Ram, or all my rowdy friends standing around a bonfire drinking, singing Pickup Man, howling like some blue tick hounds. Man, I almost hear it now. Boots on the back porch, stomping on the 2-4, little bit of long neck clang. Tires on the church rock, Bubba shot the jukebox, bending them guitar strings. Can packing and some old boys cracking on whatever's in the cooler light. Sure sounds like my kind of Saturday night. Boots on the back porch, stomping on the 2-4, little bit church rock, Bubba shot the jukebox, bending them guitar strings. Cold can packing and some old boys cracking on whatever's in the cooler light. Sure sounds like my kind of Saturday night. Sounds like my kind of Saturday night. Sounds like my kind of Saturday night. Days like these are worth more than gold, but they can't be bought and they can't be sold. On days like these, when the sun shines bright, I feel like it's all gonna be alright. When the sky is blue and the grass is green, how much better can it be? If I got you and you got me, we got everything we need. And even if it grew on trees, well, money came by days like these. They don't come around as much as they ought to, so soak 'em up when they do. Those days like these, they don't get forgot. And if you think it through, they're all we got. When the sky is blue and the grass is green, how much better can it be? If I got you and you got me, we got everything we need. even if it grew on trees. Money came my days like these. When the sky is blue and the grass is green, how much better?
I'm gonna try and park my car here, but I don't want to get it towed. So I'm gonna call parking actually and see where I can park my car tomorrow on campus here. And then figure it.
Well, we're gonna be at Markley Fest, so you can always.
Yeah.
Who are you gonna be with at the synagogue?
No one.
Why are you going tomorrow?
I have to go for
Can you go a different day?
Because the paper's due on the 20th.
Can you get an extension? You should say something happened.
Something already happened the last time, like legitimately. I don't know if you'll let me go.
That's fine. No. I was just trying to think.
No, you know what? I'll see what I can do. Actually, fuck this. And I'll just be like, you know what? Yeah. I actually don't care.
Guys, good vibes with the Luke Combs.
I'll figure it out. I'll get out of it tonight. Because I'm not fucking going. There's no way. So.
Yeah. You're not getting out of it? It's fine. I mean, I'm probably going to go. I might go to football in the morning.
Yeah, but I won't be done until like...
What time? Noon? 1? The tailgate doesn't start till 1:30.
Oh, so that might
So
be
we
fine.
might, if you want, you could even meet us at brunch and we can all walk over together, but there's no promises I won't already.
Yeah.
Or
No,
we can wait.
I'll
Or
figure it out.
But we'll be in comms all
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
I'll make sure, like, I'll call you when we're leaving brunch,
Okay.
and I'll tell you where we're gonna be,
Perfect.
and it will probably be at Markley Fest. Great job, Reagan, dude. You did so good. Actually, you killed it. You were so good, like, not looking at your notes, like, you just knew what you were gonna say. Like, that was really impressive. For only, what's your second time?
Yeah.
Really good,
Kind of
dude.
figured the fuck out. You did good.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It was really good. That was really good.
Yeah. I'm so glad. But you did
Yeah.
really good hosting.
Thank you. It was a fun. It was a fun time. It was a fun show. Yeah. Well,
You guys going to Luke Combs?
yes, we are. Are you going?
Oh,
I'm so
here,
excited.
yeah.
Hey.
Have fun.
Have a liquid IV today for me.
Yeah, I'm about to go lay in my bed.
Get some like McDonald's grease food. That always cures my hangover. Love you. See you tomorrow. Bye. Bye. Have fun tomorrow.
Bye.
Is it okay if we film this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
Sorry.
What do you want the background look like here?
Like the dome.
I have both of them in there.
Oh, that's perfect. I'll sit in the middle. I'll sit in between them. Oh, this is epic. Thank you so much. I'm already dressed up and everything, so I'm like, I might as well.
No, I love this. Sorry if I messed you up there.
No, you're good. It's okay. I mean, it was not a big deal.
I realized after I mouthed Friday headlines that mouthing...
I thought you were going like this, like go now, and then I was like, oh. I should have just said Friday headlines and whatever.
I mean, you made it sound natural. It came off great. We found the graphics in time and everything. So.
Yeah. Should I start whenever or?
Let me ask David.
Okay.
On the story, I added your regular account, but in the post, I added your media account. So
Oh, don't worry about it.
I'm sorry about that.
It's all chill. All chill.
Great job today.
Thank you so much. Great job. Sunday morning, man, she woke up fine back. Moaning on and on about the time I had. And by Tuesday, you could say that girl was good as gone. I'm just singing some Luke Combs. Oh, I should probably figure out. Yeah, I'm good though.
Hey, just be natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, killed it.
I'm just going to be like, breaking news. There has been, what do you think the best way to phrase this? Like, breaking news. There is speculation, or sources say?
Multiple credible sources.
Credible sources. Okay.
I mentioned that KK Bransford is projected to enter the NCAA women's basketball transfer portal for this upcoming season. While no official statement has been released, there are strong signs that she is ready to leave the Fighting Irish for a new team, and then you go into your opinion. Yeah, but phrase it how you want to, because this is your bit.
Okay, thanks.
I will say we're just gonna be back there. There's not gonna be anyone out there. So
That's
just
fine.
You and the camera. Give me like 30 seconds to go like sit down and like make sure everything's good, and then just give me like a thumbs up. Wait 5 seconds, and then you're good to go.
So okay.
We're just gonna have your mic hot, and we're just gonna do the graphics as is.
Cool. Thanks.
It's on your time. All right, good stuff.
Is this something I can save as like a video, or like?
Oh yeah, we gotta make sure this is recording. Hey Lily, can we make sure this is recording?
Sweet.
This is a better angle too. You get both the dome.
Yeah.
So we're doing this just so you